Steve, first of all, it's gone cold this week. Have you been able to still keep training?
Yeah, no, we have. Yeah, the groundsmen always do a very good job. We got three really good lads, headed up by Nick. But we got three really good lads, and yeah, they're always very, very helpful. So we've been able to train. They've covered it, and that's not an easy job. It's not an easy task covering it and then uncovering it. We've got a fair bit of equipment here that'll help them, but yeah, they're very good.
And the work that you've been able to do, how good a quality has that been after such an important win last weekend?
I don't think we ever have a problem with any of the training we do. I haven't really had that. Didn't have that last year. I haven't had that this year, if I'm honest. So training's been absolutely fine. It's been a decent week, but no more than that. Nothing to get overly excited about. Just a good week.
Obviously, you'll stay grounded after last weekend, but what can it do for the players' belief in terms of what they can go on and achieve, and that actually, I suppose, that the aim is realistic?
It's not just about last week's game, and a lot gets made of it, and I didn't make a lot of it but going into it, and I won't make a lot of it after it either. We didn't get any more points last week for that game than we would get in any of the other games that we've won. I understand all the furore before the game and after the game because you're playing a team that's next to you, but the same would have happened if we'd have been in the bottom three. So the game's the game. There's nothing more. That game was probably forgotten Saturday night. Certainly in my head anyway. Because by the time Sunday comes, you're looking at Southend and you're looking at what you're going to work on in the week. So you don't really have too much turnaround time and time to celebrate. What it just does, it just gives you, a little bit of a headspace before you need to get tactical with the lads again.
And what have you made of Southend then?
Big club, big club for this division. It's going to be similar to the Oldham game where there was another big crowd there, and so we're fully respectful of whoever we play, and it doesn't matter about what's happened last week's with anyone's results. We never take any notice of that because we don't just look at last week's game, we'll look at 2 or 3 other games as well. So there's no point in just looking at the last one because obviously they got beaten their last game, but there might be other games that we've looked at where they've won. So you have to deduce what you can from their victories and their defeats, and we do that every week. That won't change. And it's another important game for us. It'll be a tough game. We know that, and like I said, we'll be full of respect for him.
Ryan Innes back available. How good to have that situation resolved?
Well, I still now say that he shouldn't have been suspended. He shouldn't have been sent off. I disagree with that. In the cold light of day, at the time I would nearly always defend my players. Predominantly then in the following week I would come out and say, maybe I got that one wrong and he deserved it. But, Ryan still got the ball first in that challenge. And I stand by that. No matter how many times I look at it, I still think he got the ball first. I think what probably didn't help him was he jumped straight back up. I don't want to harp onto that, too much, but going back to Ryan being available again, yeah, that's obviously a bonus because we've been a little bit light over probably the last month or so. So that does give us another body to add into the mix, and Manny Osadibi will be another one that will be a lot closer this week. As I said with Sirks the other week, there's been a little bit more of a setback with Sirks, so that has slowed his rehab down a little bit. But other than that, everybody's fine. Everybody's trained, and we've had a decent week.
Jacob Maddox?
No, not yet. Longer. That was like a 10 or 12 weeker, so we're not even close with that one.
When you have been without those people, how pleasing has it been the way that people have stepped up and shown a bit of versatility as and when required as well?
That's why they were signed in the first place, though. For that bit of versatility, I don't think you need to have such a big squad where you can't keep them all happy. I think that versatility is really, really important. We've done that with a few of the players that we've brought in. They can play in different positions, which has been helpful. But also, some of the existing boys, I didn't get really an opportunity to look at Teddy Jenks last year because he was out on loan. So the versatility of Teddy helps us. He can play in numerous positions. I think Manny has done that very well as well so far this season. He's played in midfield, he's played right back, played up one, right wing, he's played left wing. So that versatility has really, really helped us.
When people are flexible like that, does that also add to team spirit?
I don't think it adds to team spirit. I think the end product of your question there would be yes. And what I mean by that is it means that a lot of them are involved every week. So that always adds to team spirit. So I wouldn't say that the flexibility of a player adds to team spirit, but I think the flexibility within the squad allows them to be tighter knit. That will add to team spirit.
And that's crucial, isn't it? As you just,
Yeah.
I guess, look to keep things going.
Always. You won't win anything without team spirit. You can have all the best players in the world, but if you haven't got a team spirit about you, what will happen is, over the period of 46 games, people will let people down. To be fair to our boys, to date, they haven't done that. They don't let each other down. They might make a mistake, but 9 out of 10, someone's got a cover on for someone who does make a mistake.
Believe you've served your touchline ban as well, so option to go back in the dugout. Do you see a bit more from up in the stand? How do you view where you'll be on Saturday?
Well, their dugout's set back a little bit at Southend if they're in the same position. It's been a long, long time since I've been there, but their dugouts are set back anyway. But it won't make any difference. I'll be on the touchline wherever you can, and sometimes I'll be sat back down in the dugout, but I won't be up in the stand, that's for sure.
Have you missed it?
No, not really, because I probably haven't been quiet anyway. So I don't know. You're probably better off asking the boys if they miss me being down there. They might say keep him in the stand, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they won't have any choice in it anyway.